because, like I said, it's October, and of course all the comic companies tend to know it's October when it's coming, so that's when they throw on all their horror-themed books, and we've got some awesome collections to talk about today. The first is a contemporary series that's getting its first sort of deluxe hardback treatment, and that is the deluxe hardback of Immortal Hulk, Volume 1. This series is a very kind of recent modern series by Marvel, but it's really, 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 really good. Sort of showed up and sort of surprised everyone with how kind of just dark and grisly it is. Basically, the premise of Immortal Hulk is that Bruce Banner, who always wanted to get away from the curse of the Hulk. He thought he could change it with science, and when he realized he couldn't, he always thought, hey, death will be my final release from the Hulk, and then they killed him, and then he had to learn the hard way. That's not even the escape that he gets. Immortal Hulk essentially realizes the Hulk is this sort of vengeful being almost. And it is main universe continuity and everything, but yeah, it starts you with Bruce Banner dying, and later that night on the morgue table, he hulks out. The Hulk is now working under new rules, new parameters. It's no longer just a rage beast. He comes out at night. He's a genuine monster who is kind of viciously and maliciously exacting revenge on people he feel are doing wrong. It's very brutal, and once you eventually learn out what his end game is, you're kind of like, how do they plan to end this book? It's really fantastic. Alex Ross has been doing all the cover art for the issues. You can see that here and on the back as well. That's all Alex Ross. And yeah, so this one is really great. So it gives you basically the first 10 issues of the series, which is a decent chunk, as well as material from Avengers number 684, which is where they kind of initially reintroduce the Hulk after killing Bruce Banner. Like I said, you want something dark and creepy, something very kind of Cronenbergian in its body horror. You want to see Bruce Banner, his transformation into the Hulk, become something kind of grisly and the stuff of nightmares. This is it. It's really good. I cannot recommend this enough. Another fantastic hardback edition that is long overdue, in my opinion. Maybe you watch our other videos, maybe you watch Throwback Thursday. Well, just last Throwback Thursday, I talked about an awesome Batman book that maybe a lot of you have probably heard of, Batman Arkham Asylum. They based the Arkham video games on it. Not knowing at the time that I talked about that book, I didn't realize that they were going to be coming out with the absolute edition of Batman Arkham Asylum, the 30th anniversary edition of the story itself. This is one of the darkest, spookiest sort of Batman tales you can get, a real sort of descent into madness, if you will. Like I said on the last Throwback Thursday video, this is essentially Joker and the rest of the villains take over Arkham Asylum, and they invite Batman to come in and join them for a night. And Batman really kind of has to, descend, kind of has to fight against the encroaching idea that maybe he's just as mad as the people around him. It's very kind of surrealist, and you've got art. It's written by Grant Morrison, which surrealist is a pretty apt way to describe his writing style, as well as art by Dave McKean, who you see work a lot with Neil Gaiman on stuff like Sandman. So obviously that writer and that artist create a very interesting chemical mixture in the world of Batman that creates Arkham Asylum. This is a really fantastic Absolute Edition. I love a lot of the Absolute editions that they do. They've given Batman a lot of great Batman stories Absolute treatment, like Hush, like Court of Owls, Long Halloween, Batman and Robin by Frank Miller and Jim Lee. That's all gotten fantastic Absolute editions, which are these really kind of nice hardback slipcase. They slide in and out of there, and they always include some really cool supplemental material. Like you'll get stuff like script pages and sketch concept art in the back and stuff like that. And a lot of times, like in the case of Arkham Asylum here, you get a restored, sort of remastered version. In this case, Dave McKean has kind of gone back and meticulously sort of touched up the style and repainted things to make it seem, or to kind of fully more realize his original vision for the book. It's very cool. This one is at a $75 cover price. We knocked the 10% off of that. And just to jump back real quick to Immortal Hulk, this one's $34.99 on Immortal Hulk, 10% off. And we have one more book, and this one is getting the extra 5% off to make it 15%, and that is the fourth and final compendium volume to The Walking Dead. Walking Dead, which kind of recently shocked everyone, but kind of spontaneously ending. Everyone thought it was going to make it onto, however much longer. It's kind of an interesting secret they kept, that it was kind of end kind of spontaneously. So like I said, they've done 4 of these massive volumes. They print Walking Dead in all manner of different volumes. There's the issues, there's the regular trade backs, there's the deluxe hardbacks similar to that of the Hulk here. There's these compendiums. There's tall, giant, absolute-ish editions. They're not technically absolute, but they're big slipcase like that. But this is, yeah, I've always been a fan of the compendiums just because they're just massive chunks of story all in one volume. This one gives you issues 145 through 193. And if you're a collector of the kind of regular trade paperbacks, that would technically give you volumes 25 through 32, and that's up to the very end of the series. So if you've been a longtime fan of this series or the show even, I highly recommend jumping into this series, to this comic. It's really awesome. It kind of revolutionized the way we told zombie stories for a while. And yeah, it's just really awesome. Like I said, it's getting the 15%. It is sitting at $59.99 cover price. Very cool. I highly recommend it. And yeah, it's like, come see how this epic comes to an end. As far as plugs go, we've got a few things going on. We've got the annual Staple pre-party here. That's going to be on the 11th. Staple, of course, is an awesome convention that sort of attracts, it's all about the indie creator. It's all about the people sort of making just purely with passion, not backed by massive companies and all that. So it's a really cool convention, and yeah, we open up that convention here with a pre-party. And that'll be on the 11th. Also on the 18th, we've got Gene Yang coming in and doing a signing for his new Superman book, Superman Smashes the Klan, which is literally based on a real old-timey radio show they did back in the day about a family getting plagued by the Ku Klux Klan, who was burning crosses in their yard, and it's kind of up to them, and with the help of Superman, to sort of fight back, which is, I think, a great story, a very pertinent story to today, because I mean, the Klan sucks. It's stupid. Anyways. So that'll be awesome. We're going to be having a signing with him, and we'll be doing a conversations with him as well. So he'll be sort of talking about his research and you know, what he did to sort of realize that story. So it's going to be very cool. Also, you have until this Friday. If you haven't voted for us for the Austin Chronicles Best of Austin, please do that. Because you know, we are the best. We're just the best. We know it. You know it. We just need the rest of the world to know it. So yeah, go on there. If you got a few minutes, we'd very much appreciate it if you went on there and gave us your vote. If you voted for us a lot earlier, please go on there and do it again, because they like to do 2 rounds of voting. And so we definitely need everyone to get up there and get our name out. We very much appreciate that. Here, do it right now. Just kidding, I've already done it. And that's about that. We're going to keep things spooky, I think, as a general theme throughout October.
Spooky?
Spooky.
Spooky.
Yes. Favorite buzzwords. Buzzwords. And yeah, that's all for this week. I am Omnibrennen. It's been Omnicorner. Keep it spooky, and of course, omnis to the people. You can hit the button now. It's fine.